All right, let's jump right in. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're tackling a genuinely massive challenge for growing businesses. We're talking about how to scale your marketing efforts without inflating your headcount or, completely blowing up your budget. If you're someone who loves to systematically upgrade your tech stack and get things running smoothly, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we are opening up the Marketing Automation Survival Guide. So let's be honest for a second. Are manual tasks literally draining your marketing budget? Just think about all those hours spent manually following up with leads, trying to piece together re-engagement campaigns, or fighting with disconnected, messy spreadsheets. It's exhausting, right? And this manual chaos inevitably leads to error-prone marketing efforts and severe data silos. When your CRM, your website, and your email are all living in totally different universes, it completely bottlenecks your ability to grow. Well, the antidote to all that chaos is marketing automation. Essentially, it's software that takes over those repetitive tasks for you. We're talking emails, SMS campaigns, lead nurturing, the whole shebang. By unifying your CRM, your website, and your messaging into one centralized system, it completely eliminates those data silos. And what does that actually mean for you? It means you get to deliver highly personalized communication to thousands of people at scale, saving a ton of time and wiping out those frustrating manual errors. To get you there, here is our roadmap for today. First, the gear. Second, the contenders. Third, the map. Fourth, the traps. And finally, the horizon. Okay, section 1, the gear. Essential features and pricing models. Think of these features as your absolute non-negotiable survival gear. Modern businesses need so much more than just a basic email blaster. You need multi-channel support, meaning SMS, WhatsApp, and push notifications for those time-sensitive alerts. You also definitely want a built-in CRM so you aren't paying for a separate database, a visual drag-and-drop workflow builder so you literally don't need a computer science degree to figure it out, robust analytics to actually track your ROI, and strict deliverability tools. Platforms like leadnest.ai are actually brilliant at this because they consolidate all these diverse channels into one single interface, which completely saves you from juggling 5 different software subscriptions. Now, a crucial point here is how you actually pay for all this gear. You generally run into 2 models. On one side, you have contact-based pricing. Tools like HubSpot and ActiveCampaign charge you based on how many contacts are sitting in your database. But the trap here is that as your list grows, your costs rise, even if you aren't emailing half of those people. You essentially end up paying for ghosts. On the flip side, you have usage-based pricing, like Brevo and leadnest.ai, where you pay only for the volume of messages you actually send out. I always tell people to project your list growth out 12 to 24 months, just to avoid some very nasty surprise cost increases down the road. Moving on to section 2, the contenders. Top platforms for small businesses. Consider this your ultimate cheat sheet. If you want a massive ecosystem and tons of scalability, HubSpot is an industry giant, though keep in mind it definitely gets expensive at those higher tiers. ActiveCampaign is another powerhouse for advanced logic. But if you're budget conscious and want really transparent pricing, Brevo is fantastic. You should also look at leadnest.ai if you need a true multi-channel approach, since they integrate WhatsApp APIs, email, SMS, and your CRM all in one place. Are you heavily e-commerce focused? Klaviyo's deep Shopify integration is practically unmatched. MailChimp, of course, remains a solid, familiar choice for email-first beginners, while Go High Level offers a really interesting flat-rate pricing model that marketing agencies absolutely love. Let's hit section 3, the map, your step-by-step selection guide. Before we even get to step 1 of this guide, I want you to burn this number into your memory, 25,000. If your contact list crosses this 25,000 subscriber threshold, you absolutely must carefully evaluate usage-based pricing models. Sticking with a per-contact pricing tier after you hit this point can, and likely will, completely devour your marketing budget. So here is the framework. Step 1, define your list size. As we just saw, that heavily dictates your pricing model. Step 2, identify your primary channels. Is it just email, or are you going to need SMS and WhatsApp? Step 3, you have to audit your current tech stack. You need to guarantee your new automation tool plays nicely with your existing e-commerce platform or your payment processor. And step 4, establish a firm monthly budget tier. Are you playing in the under $50 a month category, or are you looking at the over $500 a month enterprise tier? Moving right along to execution. Step 5, honestly evaluate your team's technical capacity. Please don't buy an overly complex tool if you don't have a dedicated marketing operator to run it. Step 6, test those deliverability rates, because those super cheap tools, they often end up straight in the spam folder. But the absolute most critical part of this entire map is step 7, Run a real-world trial. Actually, don't even rely on a prepackaged sales demo. Sign up for a 14 to 30-day trial yourself, import 100 contacts, and try building a real workflow with your own hands. Finally, step 8, calculate your ROI benchmark. Just estimate what your current manual, clunky marketing is costing you in wasted hourly wages. Which brings us to section 4, the traps, implementation mistakes to avoid. All right, here is your very first trap, and it's a big one. Don't over-automate too soon. I know it is so tempting to log into a shiny new tool and immediately try to build a massive, wildly complex spiderweb of behavioral triggers that ends up looking like a crazy conspiracy board. Don't do it. Start with just 2 or 3 core workflows, maybe a simple welcome sequence for new subscribers, or a really basic abandoned cart follow-up. Expanding gradually is what actually teaches you what resonates with your specific audience. Another fatal trap, ignoring data hygiene. If you import a dirty, outdated list full of bad addresses, your emails are going to bounce, and your domain could actually get blacklisted before you even launch your first real campaign. Clean your lists, use email validation tools, and be aggressive about removing inactive subscribers. And a quick reminder on tool selection. A massive list of fancy features is completely useless if your team is so intimidated by the interface that they never log in. Always prioritize ease of use. Also, we have to remember that automation is amazing, but it's not magic. It requires a realistic setup timeline. You're going to need a week or 2 just for data migration and cleanup, another week or 2 to get your team trained up, another week or 2 to set up those initial core campaigns we talked about, and then, realistically, 4 to 8 solid weeks of optimization. So let's set the expectation right now. It usually takes 6 to 12 weeks before you are going to see a full, true return on your investment. Finally, section 5, the horizon. Let's talk about the total cost of ownership. This requires a crucial paradigm shift. You absolutely must calculate the total cost of ownership, or TCO, rather than just blindly looking at that introductory monthly sticker price. Think about it. What actually happens to your monthly bill when your list doubles? Does the platform charge you a per-user fee every time you add a new team member? What about hidden add-on fees for SMS credits or WhatsApp API calls? Are you going to be forced to pay a developer for custom API integrations later on? The reality is, sometimes the platform that seems kind of expensive up front, like one that includes a CRM, email, and meeting booking all in one unified package, actually ends up costing you less long-term because it allows you to cancel 3 other software subscriptions. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one big question to chew on. Are you buying for today's budget, or are you buying for tomorrow's growth? Because choosing the cheapest, most basic option today might severely handicap your ability to scale personalized, multi-channel campaigns tomorrow. Take these frameworks, map out your actual needs, run a real-world trial, and invest in a system that's going to grow seamlessly right alongside your business. Thanks for diving into this explainer with me. I hope it gave you some real clarity on scaling our marketing stack.